Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Reign of Winter, the adventure path for Pathfinder. The focus, the theme, what you see around is indeed winter. Your adventurers are going to need some cold weather gear, because it's going to be damn cold outside. Oh, very cold. So make sure your players read up on cold weather gear and find the appropriate items. So they're not stuck freezing to death. They don't find themselves facing the environmental dangers that are presented with those unique rules. The stupidity of having a video done outside. But maybe it's to showcase that sort of wonder, that theme of winter. So, we'll talk a little bit about that. I have some notes here. I haven't run this adventure path myself, but I've looked through all of the books and read up on it, and it's uniquely interesting and stands out, big time stands out from any of the other adventure path. You just have to make sure when you run this, if you choose to do so, that you're okay with the backdrop of winter, the ever-present theme. It starts out the height of summer in some sort of village in Taldor. Some of the complaints about this is that it starts in Taldor and it doesn't start like in Aasen, where you eventually go for some of the AP, where you're dealing with the witches of Aasen. But yeah, at the height of summer, you have to investigate a puzzling incursion of wintry weather that has entered Taldor. And many suspect and assume and calculate that it will cover the rest of Golarion if unchecked. So, this AP is indeed a doorway to new worlds. Finally, you get to use that campaign sun book, I think, the Golarion solar system. You finally get to use some of that. All that great, flavorful information in that book detailing the different planets in Golarion's solar system, the inhabitants, the environ. Finally, you get to dive into some of that illustrious depth. So, major complaints is that it starts in Taldor, but you know, you can have it start somewhere else if you want. But either way, winter is indeed coming. So, you're fairly put on the sort of rail throughout the rest of the books as you sort of get a geese sort of placed on you by one of Baba Yaga's dark riders. Baba Yaga is the central character of this adventure path. She's mentioned quite a bit in the Pathfinder realm. Her origins and story and such are quite vague, but for GMs and such, and depending on how much you want to divulge to your players, you get to learn everything about Baba Yaga, and it's quite interesting. It's appealing. It's unique. Just a lot of depth and layers to that character. But anyway, one of her dark riders, a quest is put before you to try and stop winter from covering all of Golarion. As you can see around me, winter. So yeah, you have to find out where Baba Yaga went, what happened, follow the breadcrumbs, the trail. So you end up going from place to place to place, trying to find Baba Yaga, find out why winter is encroaching upon the rest of the lands, and how to stop it. And I think Book 2 and Book 3 slightly suffers from just sort of going on to a specific area and not really a lot of stuff along the way. You just kind of abruptly end up in a certain spot, and not much of an opposition or much of a backdrop to it all. But really, with the Adventure Pass, this is just the backbone, the framework to build up what other encounters you want to add to it, whether they're unique places along the way. So really, that shouldn't even be a complaint, but that's what I've heard from quite a few people about it. But really, Book 1, Book 5, Book 6, Book 4, we have 4, 5, 6, 1, are really good. The Adventure Path line has been described with Reign of Winter as being very hard, chock full of monsters. People have complained a couple times. I don't know about complaining, but mentioned that there's some total party kill potential there due to the intensity of the challenging encounters. As far as players that you can have for this Adventure Path, I would go for a gunslinger, which I will mention shortly here why. Maybe some sort of fire-capable combatant, perhaps caster, since a lot of things will have fire vulnerability as their weakness. But also, it's your one chance to play, I don't know about one chance, but opportunity to play a Winter Witch, the archetype, and then also if you want to go along with the Prestige class, I just named the same thing some people complain about, but you can take the backdrop of winter and sort of it be your focus for your powers and such by going with the Winter Witch. You will encounter quite a bit of Winter Witches in Aasen and such. And what else can I say? Well, I got some notes here, that's right. Even though I'm freezing, I can't think too much here. I do have notes to rely upon. Book 4, I really love because it's a doorway to new worlds. You get to go to the 7th planet in Golarion's solar system, Triaxus. You finally get to go there, and it is a wonderful wintry planet. And you get to meet different factions, different warring factions, and you finally get to meet a unique race, the Triaxians. It also presents a unique opportunity here. Not one you want to strive or aim for as a player, but should you meet your unlikely end, your demise, you are defeated, and you go to roll up your character, and you happen to be on Triaxus. They present an opportunity to play a Triaxian, if I'm saying that correctly, a player race. I think it's around 10 racial points, very close and similar to a human. Some unique things about them is that they have elf-like ears, and then they have a tuft or sort of head to toe of white hair that covers them from head to toe, even their face, all cloaked in white. And then depending on the orbit of their planet and such, they lose all that hair and they are completely bald, hairless, like a hairless cat. Very unique race. There's a lot of great things about that. You can finally play a alien race, and it's cold, 18 degrees or something. Okay, get it together, focus. It's cold. Yeah. Very similar to a human, and you can play the Triaxian. And even if you go back to Golarion, which you will, just like I mentioned with that hair loss and hair gain, doesn't matter what planet you're on, you could still gain all that and lose all that depending on the year and the orbit of Triaxus and such. So that's really unique. I thought that was pretty cool. What really is the focus and the spotlight, the attention, the fame that this the Reign of Winter Adventure Path has received, though, is you get to go to Earth in the 5th book. 1918, Earth. That's really, really, really awesome. That's where a lot of the buzz and everything is the main focus of. And you probably should tell your players when you do start this adventure path that for a book or so, or I don't know if you want to even tell them how long it's going to be, but just let them know that they have the potential to visit Earth, because you may have a player. I had one that, you know, as we were kind of discussing Reign of Winter and giving our opinions about it, not having any intentions to run it, but merely just discussing it, seeing what the kind of collecting people's interest on it through, you know, sort of opinions and surveys and such. Some people don't like that. They rather have a strict swords and sorcery sort of a theme and not have sort of the disruption of, you know, of a modern day, or maybe not modern day, but something that takes away from that, where you're dealing with other planets or Earth in particular, where, you know, that fantasy setting is kind of removed for a moment there. But you probably want to get some interest from your players to see that they would be okay playing that, because I had one player who wasn't interested in that aspect at all, which is fine. But it's really, really cool. 1918 Earth. You get that sort of World War uniqueness to it with the motherland of Russia. You get to see those old style gas masks, the rifles. I didn't write down the names of the weapons and such, but the rifles, there's flamethrowers, concussive grenades, frags, things like of that nature, even a Gatling gun. And that's where I mentioned the gunslinger, because you can utilize those weapons. I mean, what a great spotlight for the gunslinger. You know, when there's some really great art in there that even depicts that, where, you know, you got your cavaliers riding on the horse, and you got a some sort of hitched wagon attached to the back of it, and the gunslinger's there with the Gatling gun just mowing down enemies. The cover for book 5 is just gorgeous. You got your fantasy characters there, your iconic Pathfinder fighter getting ready to hack at a Russian soldier who's in the trenches. You got the barbed wire here and there. You got the bayonet rifles poised at your fantasy characters. And have no fear. There are fantasy creatures on Earth, 1918 Earth. Some of that Russian fairy tale, folklore, mythological or myth-like beings you get to encounter, and I'm talking about those for the bestiaries. You will fight things there. It's not going to be just a human sort of a thing there. I think there's some kind of animated tank I saw that looked really, really unique. But yeah, you get to come in contact with Russian soldiers. Good luck with your, well, if you happen to role play the distinct accent of that. I got one player in my group who's really good at that. But yeah, just an enormous wealth of depth, illustrious flavor, content. It's marvelous and exciting. That's never been encountered in the Pathfinder Adventure Pathline up until then. So if that's your thing, you know, that's going to be one hell of a fun ride. Book 5, and then you think it would stop there, but no. You're there to fight off one of or kill one of Baba Yaga's bastards or sons or whatever. Rasputin himself, the legendary character of history. Some mystery surrounding that person of having powers and a monk, and he's presented as a high-level oracle. They introduce a new oracle mystery, if I'm saying that correctly, the occult, which that's cool. I really like that. And then there's also a archetype they present. I think it's like the trench fighter, some kind of archetype. So I thought that was really cool. And what else do I have here? Let's see here. I also failed to mention before you get to Book 5, in Book 4, you get to go to another continent on Golarion. Casmaron, I think is the name of it. The new continent that you get to go to lies just east of the nation of Brevoy. So, or I mean, that's supposed to be Book 3. Sorry, Book 3. That's what happens when I don't have the PDF in front of me. So, Book 3, you get to go to the continent of Casmaron, if I'm saying that correctly. The world of Golarion. Book 4, you get to go to Triaxus, the 7th planet in Golarion solar system. Book 5, you get to go to 1918 Earth. So indeed, it is a doorway to new worlds. Fight Rasputin himself. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I mentioned the trench fighter archetype, if I remember that one correctly, and then the occult mystery for the oracle. Hell of a lot of flavor. And then you think that it would stop there as far as the sort of roller coaster of a ride. Well, there's one last rise to it before the final drop, and that's Book 6. You think they pulled all their guns, and you think that the fireworks show's over. Well, it's not. Book 6, you get to go through the dancing hut of Baba Yaga. You get that hut fairly early, I think Book 2. Start of Book 2 or something like that, maybe. I'm trying to remember. Can't remember, but you use that as your mobile transportation through the as your form of planetary travel. In Book 6, the highlight of that is to investigate the layers, the inner dimensions of the dancing hut. So, Reign of Winter Adventure Path is pretty good. Just maybe a few little minor hiccups for Book 2 and Book 3, as far as, you know, some material maybe looked like it was kind of left out. Maybe some of the description from getting from point A to point B wasn't necessarily there, but really it nails it out of the park for the majority of the books. Just make sure your players are willing to play in a winter sort of setting where, you know, you'll have to read up on the environmental dangers for cold, and yeah, I mean, it would have been cool for my players to do it, but we are playing Jade Regent, and we just spent in Character World or whatever, we spent at least 6 months at the very top at the North Pole, and I think we played in real time. We played it for at least a few months there, so we went through all the cold weather, environmental dangers. We've done all of that, so it was kind of a tough sale to try and go back to all that again. As the major focus and backdrop is that wintry theme once again. But it is definitely unique and interesting and fun. I've looked at all the books, and they're great. I've talked to people who run it, and everyone's had a blast with it. So if you're looking for something like that, where you get to finally learn all you can about Baba Yaga instead of just some of the bits and pieces up until that point about the old crone. You finally get to know all of it, the complete story. Find out that she came from Earth, and everything you can about it, and then finally meeting her, and then the continuing adventures at the end. Really great stuff. Some potential there to be her dark riders. I kind of think of like the Horsemen of Apocalypse there, kind of. And then whether you want to fight her or not, she is mythic. Her stats are effing crazy. Good luck with that. But yeah, they present her stats in the book, which is fantastic. Oh, fucking crazy. It's cold out here. And I think I've talked about everything I possibly can about this. So, really, this is more of a preview for Reign of Winter, just to give you some kind of idea what it's all about, what you can expect. Some unique opportunities there for the gunslinger, and some new mechanics there with using advanced firearms, weaponry, Baba Yaga, Dancing Hut, Triaxians, awesome. So yeah, that's all I got. Brain's a little frazzled right now, it's so damn cold. Anything I forgot about, anything you have questions about, feel free to let me know. Yeah, I've been looking through those books quite a lot. Just because from time to time I'm just really in the mood to read some of that shit. It's really good. Yeah, I got some more videos on the way, but I think this might be the only one I'll do outside, just for how damn crazy it is. How damn stupid I'm possibly being by being out here for so long. But yeah, I want to give you that backdrop of winter. Yes, to kind of go over Reign of Winter. Alright, that's all I have, boys and girls. Until next time.